Is it going?
It'll work.
Okay. Hey YouTube people, this is our first video. I'm Brianna,
I'm Gerald.
and we thought we would share our story about meeting. Now we are engaged and plan on being married here in 7 months, March 7th of 2020, and we just thought we would share our story. I'll go ahead and start. So we met each other through Eharmony, and I've been doing Eharmony, Christian Angle, kind of back and forth for a while. It's kind of just like something I kind of felt pushed to do. The Lord kind of pushed me to do it, but I also felt like that insecurity that maybe I was doing this for reasons of myself and not doing it for the right reasons, and that I wasn't fully, completely trusting the Lord in the way I should. But I did feel this like kind of a push to kind of continue on doing it. So one day I was going through my what ifs. So there's matches which you get matched up to certain people every day that would be a good compatibility with you. And then there's the what ifs, which are like the possibilities of people that could easily fit you. So I was going through my what ifs, and his
Don't mind the chickens in the background, by the way.
yeah, his face popped up, and I was like, I was thinking, heck, he's a good looking guy. And they gave like a little bit of information about him, or what he wrote about himself. And I was like, I feel good about this. I tried to send a smile, and unfortunately, it wouldn't let me send a smile. This like box popped up saying that like we're not compatible enough for Eharmony to let me send a smile to him. And so like all of a sudden he just disappeared. And at that time, my sister was sitting by me, and she's like looking at me. She's like, oh, how do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about him disappearing and not given that chance to like possibly start talking to him? And I told her, like, yeah, I was bummed and very disappointed. I, like, kind of, like, felt that deep in my gut. Like, I felt like I missed out on a good opportunity there. So, after that, I continued to go through my what-ifs, and then finally I went back to my matches, and there he was. And I was like, what? How did this happen? And I'm like, I was over the moon. I'm like, this gives me the chance to be able to look at his profile and kind of get a little bit more of a feel of who he is as a person. I honestly was thinking, like, you were too good for me when I was reading through your profile. I was like...
What's that?
yeah. So, I'm like, yeah, I could tell this is a good guy. So, I ended up sending him a smile, and then after that, we started talking. So, what about your part?
About my part. Well, that was actually the first time I ever did online dating. I wasn't too sure about it. I didn't want to do it. I had a lot of people telling me not to do it because of what their experiences were. They're just kind of telling me not to do it because they're like you're going to get catfished, or it's just going to cause a lot of heartbreak. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I waited maybe a couple years to actually join Eharmony, and that was kind of the one I really caught my eye. I wanted to actually join. So when I actually came up with the time when I was wanting to actually take that step seriously, so I was actually scared to tell my mom and dad when I actually joined Eharmony. I was so scared to tell them. I was like, everybody's telling me not to do this, and I finally joined it. So when I joined it, I didn't really have a whole lot of luck on it. So I was kind of discouraged. I got really discouraged because I just didn't have any luck at all. I was like, well, this sucks. I was like, this is absolutely boring. There's nothing going on. It's just like, well, what's the point of being on this? So I waited about a month. About a month. I think it was about a month, wasn't it? I think it was about a month.
Yeah.
So I waited about a month. And so me and my family, my dad and my sister and me, we we were at Lowe's. We got out of Lowe's, and I'm over here just telling myself, I'm like, this sucks. When I get home, I'm getting off eHarmony. If someone messages me, like somehow today, I won't get off. I'll end up talking to that person. So we drove over to the Walmart parking lot. My dad had to check his emails. My sister was on her phone. Is it going now? Going again?
Yeah.
Excuse our dysfunctional videoing. So where was I? So we were in the vehicle, and I was sitting in the front passenger seat. I was kind of didn't even have my phone. I was just kind of just thinking. I was thinking, well, this is scourge time for me. I didn't really know what to do. I just wanted to get off of eHarmony. So this sucks. So a few more minutes went by. I felt a vibration in my pocket from my phone, like I got a text. I was like, who in the heck be texting me right now? So I ended up going into my pocket and pulling out my phone. Yeah, well, it was a message from someone on eHarmony. I was like, huh. I was like, well, let's see what this is. And I just had this like thing in the back of my mind. I was like, this person, this is not gonna be real. I was like, this is just something teasing me here. So I went into my messages and saw her profile, and she had sent me a smile. So I went into her profile, read her profile, and you didn't have a whole lot on there. I mean, but you had some like good things about yourself.
Yeah.
I felt like I had probably more than what you did.
Yeah, I just didn't want to go into detail about myself.
Yeah, well, I went through her photos and I went through her profile, and there was a lot of things on there that I actually liked. She just got straight to the point. I was more of a talker on my profile. So after I read and looked at her photos, I had a really good feeling about her. I was like, well, you know what? I might just give her a shot. Give us a shot. And I saw where she lived, and I wasn't 100% sure on where she lived.
Oh yeah, we were 700 miles apart.
Yeah. Hey, doggy. Hey. So, yeah, we lived 700 miles apart. I wasn't too sure about the distance when I saw that. I was so sure about her, I wasn't sure about the distance. Well, we started talking. I sent her a automated question. Ooh, I know you girls ain't gonna like that. You don't like guys sending automated questions. That's just what I did. So don't judge me. So I sent her an automated question. I asked her if she liked to smile. So she responded to it saying, yes, she loves to smile. She loves. Oh, was it the laugh?
It was laughing.
It was laugh.
Yeah, I was
Excuse
laughing.
me. So I sent her an automated question asking if she liked to laugh. So she responded back saying she liked to laugh. Then she sent me a question back asking me about my work ethic. And I sent her this long message about how I like to work and what I've done my whole life. I just gave her like the whole spiel of everything. And so I can't remember the other questions that we asked, but then we soon after that started actually sending messages back and forth from us and not automated questions or pre-made. So we started talking, and for about a couple weeks, we talked in eHarmony. Then we finally swapped numbers, and we started talking over the phone.
Yeah, FaceTiming, FaceTiming, texting, you name it. Yeah, we did that for about 2.5 months. Then we both decided that we wanted to meet each other face to face, and so he decided to come up first.
Because I didn't want your parents thinking I was some pervert that you were coming to see, so I flew up there so they'd know who I was.
Yeah, that's good. I was glad that you came up first. Yeah.
I was glad I came up first. Yeah, so we talked for a couple months before we met.
Yeah, we didn't want to rush it. Yeah, because with the previous relationship I was in, I felt like it was too rushed, and so I was glad that we kind of took our time and kind of got a good feel of each other. And when the time was right to meet face to face, and then it went from there. It kind of sped up like after that first time.
Oh, it flew by.
Yeah.
But we actually finally met on December 1st. That's when I flew up here.
Yeah.
Got off the plane, walked down the escalator, and there she was down at the escalator. From that time, I actually knew I was going to marry this woman. I knew I was going to marry her, and I saw her, and I was like, "Yep, I'm going to marry that woman right there." She's definitely a good one. You know, so we got down, hugged each other, and walked out the airport. It was a little bit awkward at first. You know, that's given first meeting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But we had good feelings about each other first time we met.
I wish we had a video of us meeting for the first time. Oh, well. I got my sister in the background here like, I told you we should have filmed it.
They probably would have liked seeing that.
Yeah. I told you. Oh, well. Well, at least we got the memory to ourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. I can't remember what I was thinking. I think I was thinking like I saw your face and you're like, yep, we're gonna connect well. We're gonna be like best friends. Yeah.
We ended up being pretty good friends. You know,
Yeah.
meeting for the first few days. You know, we ended up connecting. The first day was the most awkward until we had a couple talks about some things. You know, and what our expectations of relationships were, and what our expectation of when we were actually going to make the first step. So
Yeah.
we ended up getting more and more comfortable after those conversations. Communication is definitely key.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Mhm.
well, that's our story for right now. Then we'll make another video on kind of this
Yeah.
how we went on after that into our engagement.
Yep. So, if you guys like this video and would possibly like us to make more, then I would say give a thumbs up or comment.
You better subscribe.
Or yeah, subscribe. This is our first time doing this, so
I'll hunt you down.
All right, thank you for watching.
All right. Bye.